Japan has many arts to give to this world. Many of these arts have been developed through the centuries. The main arts being presented today consist of the Yakuza art, culinary arts in Japan, martial arts, animation, and music. Starting off with the Yakuzas. The Yakuzas are Japanese gangsters with elaborate tattoos that are symbolic. The Yakuzas originated during the Tokugawa shogunate, which was the last feudal military government. There were two separate groups of outcasts, first one being the Takiya. They were peddlers that went from village to village, selling low-quality goods at markets. During the early 1700s, that's when the Takiya began to organize themselves with leadership under bosses and underbosses. That's when all the organized crime began occurring during the Shinto festivals. The second group was the Bakudo. Those were the gamblers. They often sported colorful tattoos all over their bodies. In modern time, there are still many Yakuzas in Japan. In 2007, there was an estimated 102,000 Yakuzas in Japan. Yakuza's tattoos symbolizes the person's status within the organization. During the early 17th century, it wasn't widely practiced because of the association between tattoos and Japanese criminals. Gang members decided to modify their bodies through tattoos by doing a process called irizumi. This was a hand-poking tattoo process. They did this as a way to identify themselves to other Yakuza members. Irizumi tattoos are created by using a brush made either out of bamboo or steel. Majority of the tattoos that Yakuza's members have focuses on Japanese mythology and history. Dragons and koi fish symbolize wealth and prosperity. Samurai warriors represent honor and moral code, while geisha symbolizes fertility, good fortune, and tradition. Next, we have culinary arts. The Japanese love their food. Sashimi and sushi are a couple of the top foods in Japanese culture. Sashimi consists of thin slices of raw fish or other seafood served with spicy wasabi and shoyu, while sushi consists of the same, served on vinegared rice, but also includes cooked seafood, vegetables, and egg. Another form of sushi is norimaki, or sushi roll, in which the filling is rolled in rice with a covering of nori. Sushi can be breathtakingly expensive and exclusive, invitation-only restaurants where you eat whatever the chef selects for you. Japanese food culture is very popular. The typical Japanese meal consists of a bowl of rice, gohan, a bowl of miso soup, miso shiru, pickled vegetables, tsukemono, and fish or meat. There are several kinds of noodles like udon, soba, or ramen are cheap and very popular for light meals. A wide variety of fish, squid, octopus, eel, and shellfish appear in all kinds of dishes from sushi to tempura. Next, let's get physical with martial arts. For Japanese martial arts, its origin can be traced back to the samurais who used weapons but were trained in close combat. Martial arts were developed as a way to focus on physical, spiritual, and moral improvement. Martial arts may incorporate swords, but others are solely physical. Not all of them are practiced for combat or for sport, and some are just art. Some of the styles include freestyle fighting or judo, sumo, which is considered Japan's national sport. Its goal is to push the opponent out of the ring, and karate is evolved from Chinese martial arts that includes linear punching and kicking from a firm stance. Ninjutsu involves disguise, escape, and deception used by assassins, and Kendo is based on Japanese sword fighting, and the goal is to strike your opponent with a wooden sword. Let's take a look at some animation. Undoubtedly, one of the most popular arts in Japan is anime. It's a huge part of the Japanese culture. They have anime conventions which gather a ton of people. The films originated being less than 5 minutes long and were made by chalk. Anime was used during World War II when the Navy authorized the release of a film where animals are given humanistic characteristics with an underlying message of hope and peace. This was to spread good vibes amongst the nation in rough times. Osamu Tezuka and Mushi Pro co-debuted the first anime TV called Astro Boy. 20 years later, anime skyrocketed with the release of several shows with distinct genres and stories like Dragon Ball Z, even popular to this day. And finally, we groove along to Japanese music. The Japanese take pride in their music and have some musical instruments mostly unique to their culture. The more traditional instruments are the shamisen, the koto, the shakuhachi, the tsusumi or the kotsumi, and the taiko. More modern music in Japan has fallen away from using the traditional instruments and has moved more towards the popular choice of instruments. One of the more notorious instrument producing companies is based out of Japan by the name of Yamaha. Many instruments are sold worldwide from this company. With technology on the rise, more and more people are moving towards synthetic sounds based in high-tech computer programs. Japanese pop, known as J-pop, is mostly boy band or girl band based music with a focus on the singers of the group. Japan has its own version of many other genres that are common in other countries. Only the music is sung in Japanese.